Hello and welcome to simpleinstals.com. Today we're going to be installing a TV on a ceiling using those equipment right here. As you can take a look, this is a ceiling mount right here. We've got this 42-inch Vizio TV. And we're going to put an Apple TV and this wireless receiver. The TV is going to be right here. We're going to hang it carry corner and we're going to tilt it up, tilt it down a little bit, and we're going to run all the wires up to the attic, which is above this room. We're going to put it right there in the closet. So we just want you to follow up with us the process. We're going to be showing how to find studs, how to run wires, how to go through, can go through issues, how to solve them, and the final installation and calibration. So hold with us. Let's get started. Alright, this is a Vizio 42-inch. We're going to be unboxing. I'm going to use just, a screwdriver. Sometimes I'm scared to use a sharp blade because you can bend the TV. Of course, right here there's a styrofoam, but I just use a screwdriver. That's it. So what I do first, which is very important, I gather all the stuff, the pieces, and I put it on the side so we kind of know where it is later, so we don't get lost. So I'll set them on the table right here, very nice and organized. We're going to pick it up with the whole thing. Alright. Now, the stand is still there, but we're not going to be using this case. And I'm going to set the TV right here with this cushion. Right here. Be careful not set it on the floor and stuff. This is a nice couch, so I'm just going to set it right here. We still got the foam in. So, what we're going to do is just going to tear this so we have access to the screws, so we can place them out. Alright. Just put down the side right here so the TV is still protected in the front. Very good. Now I'm going to have my space. We're going to be putting them out next. But before we get to the mount, just we look at it and analyze a little bit the TV here that we have. This is a LED, so it's very thin, it's very light, so you don't need a major mount for this, like a heavy duty. This one is pretty good. It's the top of the line Sanus mount. It's a ceiling mount, using a lot for commercial. But right here we have the screws that we're going to be putting our mount. Those are the screws that holds up the TV, so that's the one we're going to be using. So that's going to be next. We're going to attach them on right here. So we look if there's any loose pieces and stuff. So I know this is alright. So let's go for the next step with the mount installation. Alright, so this is the mount we're going to use. Sanus mount. Let's open up. And the way I put this out, we slide it. Open one side of it. It's a big mount. It's a lot of parts, a lot of pieces. This is the manual. In case you get lost, you can always look it. But before we connecting the poles and stuff, we're just gonna put it behind the TV, the basic stuff for right now. So the first pieces that you want to get is those two pieces right here, those are the pieces that are gonna screw on the TV. So those are the first two that you want to pick it up. The plastic off. And right here. So those two pieces is one of the most important ones. Is gonna hold the TV. This is the it's off, and whatever I did on this side. So I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th hole, I'm gonna put it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. Boom. So on the mount, it came with this bag, which you have different options of screws. You're gonna find the ones that it's gonna fit in here, which it's gonna be this one for this TV. Samsung's TVs and usually use this size, but this one I can tell. Let's try this one, see if it works. I'm going to make a little cut right here. try just a screw for right now, and then we're gonna put some washers. So make sure it goes in easy. You don't want to use power tools for this. Just regular screwdriver, because if you break this, you're done. So now that I know those one fits, I'm gonna pick all 4 of those. Okay, and I'm gonna get some washers too, which is right here. Alright? Alright. So this is a star washer. Put it here first, and one of these. And you're ready to go right there. Get started with your hand first. Make sure you get a thread. Okay, good. Same thing, all of them. Star washer first. Wash it right there. Again, guys, don't use power tools for this. Do not use a power tool. It's not a good idea unless if you put it on a very low torque, but it's not, you don't need a power tool for this. Alright, just get started with your hand first, everything. Okay. Alright. Stop. Okay, now that you started the thread here, don't tie it yet. You see there is a gap, right? And this gap, if you have this one all the way down and this one all the way up, and you tie it up, it can get kind of crooked. So what you're gonna do, wanna make sure it's perfect level. So you're gonna do, before you tighten those screws, you're gonna push it up all the way and make sure that it's kind of center. So push it up, not down, up, and then you tie. First one, hand tight it. Don't over tight this. It's no need for that. All right. Make sure you putting pressure up on it. Tight it. Nice and tight. This one, so there's a gap. I'm going to push it up and tight it in. Again, don't over tight. There's no need for it. You can break the thread or break the TV, and then it's going to be more complicated. Now that I got everything placed, so I know it's firm and steady, good. Now I'm going to put my bars and I'm going to put my mount in. Alright, now you're going to find this in the box, those little pieces right here. This is what's going to tie those bars, which is going to slide. I'm going to show in a little bit, but you're going to need to install those right now. So it's 4 of them. And you got the screws for on this little bag, which says carriage bolts. You can open that too. 4 of them. Make sure all 4 are here. So the way you do it, there's an Allen wrench. You got to put it up, and this is going to be facing down. And this groove right here, the V, is going to be facing up, where the bars are going to go. So the bar is going to go here, and this is going to be right here. So Allen wrench up, inside out, right there. Put this guy right here. Don't tie him yet, just hand tight, okay? Same thing right here. V up, this up, from inside out. Just get started, don't tie it in yet. Okay, same thing down here. Now the V is going to be facing down. See the V? It's going to be facing down. Make sure this is up always, guys. Okay, right there. Okay, and last one. Alright, now that we have all 4 in, we're going to put our bars, and you can look right here. Let's first put this one, so this is going to be the center, where it has all the mechanisms for tilting down and hooking it up on the pole itself. So This is gonna be facing up right here. Exactly this position. You know, this V right here, this is where it's gonna connect on the pole, on the flange and everything on the ceiling. So just kind of line up those holes right here. So there's where the bar is gonna come in, right there. Make sure they're level. If they get stuck, make sure they're level so it's easier to go. Rotates a little bit if you need to. So as you go over all of them, you want to make sure you don't tighten it yet. You want to make sure that it's on the center a little bit. This moves around. So we're just going to put the first one and then we're going to put the second one right after. Spin a little bit if you need to. There you go. Make sure sometimes if this is too low, got to raise it up a little bit and make sure it's right in the center, passes between the V. Alright. Put everything like, you know, look at it and just put it on the center. Do a judgment call right there. So I see that V from Vizio, so I'm going to put it right in the center there. So in the center here. Once you have all those pieces together, everything, put it in. All this together. Now is the time for you to tie it. Because, you know, I don't tie them yet. The reason I don't tie them yet is because, you know, I might need to do some adjustments or I need to take it off again and then you have to unscrew everything. So first thing you do, make sure they're the same distance. If you guys are really picky, you're going to get a tape measure and if you measure, but I don't. You just look at it, make sure it's in the center. So start tightening the middle one first. Right here. Don't over tight, just enough so it doesn't move. Right here. Don't over tight, enough, just enough. And this one, 2. All 4 of them. Alright. Alright. Now, see, they don't move anymore. They're very good connection. I can even pick it up from right here, the TV. And it's good. Alright. Now, what we want to do is tie those guys up right here. So we're going to get a circuit set. And we're going to tie those next. And then we're going to work on measurements. Alright. Now, what you're going to use is a 7/16 socket set. Socket right here. Just tie those guys up. Again, guys, this is a TV and a mount. You don't need absolutely over tight out this, you know, like make brushing brick stuff. Just, you know, enough so you know it's not gonna go anywhere. It's good. So there's good. Okay. So, just to be sure, you're going to grab your Allen wrench again. Make sure you give a nice final touch. Got them pretty good now. Alright. Alright, this is the original setup that comes in the factory, which with this angle right here. We're not going to use that. We're just going to go straight and hang the TV right below this pipe here. So the setup for this is what it makes a connection with the TV. Goes right here. Holds in place. So that you screw in right here. Just, you know, we're just going to get measurements right now. So this is the flange that's going to be up in the ceiling. connect this to it, and when this is up there, this is gonna connect right here. So my measurements that I need, you're gonna find out where you want the TV. Then just hold this up. You're gonna grab a tape measure. I'm gonna connect this right here. Right here. So the distance I'm gonna make is from here for the top of the TV to where my flange is, so I can know exactly what's the distance I need. So I'm gonna measure. It's from here up. If you're gonna get exact measurements, you can put a left or a P right. I don't need exact measurements. I'm just gonna put it up there, and so I have 13 inches from the top of the TV to the top of my mount. So that will determine how much I'm gonna need up in the city. So let's go from there. Okay. All right. So this is the flange we're gonna be mounting up here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick this in right now in the city, just in the center right here. So I can take a look in the attic. We're gonna go take a look. Where is it at? That's gonna be about my center. About right here. On this occasion, because I have to put the TV in a care corner, so I'm just gonna make sure I have a stud right here, and I'm not just stud right in this way. I'm just gonna put two leg screws right there, going direct to the stud up in the attic, and we're gonna be in good shape. So let's go in the attic and take a look. All right. So we're in a tight spot right here, but that's my sheetrock saw right there. That's already a 2x4 going across. I'm gonna place this other 2x4 right like this on the side. So my leg screw, we go right into the middle of the 2x4s. So we're in a good shape for that TV and that setup. All right, so I'm gonna put this box right here. It's a remodel gang box. It's gonna be available on our website for you to purchase. So I'm gonna mark it right here. There you go. We're gonna cut. So that's the stud that we placed it up there right here. Just gotta make sure that's why what we wanted. The other one's right there. So make sure your box is gonna fit properly. It's not, so it's just gonna open this way. Okay. Don't open too much, it's enough. There we go. Now you're gonna tie that screw in. Go with your box. And this is gonna be cover, you know, with your mount, so that's not gonna be visible, but that's where we're gonna come down with the wires. Right there. Okay, for the 2x4 that we put it up there, it's right here, but it's loose. So I'm just gonna put a couple of sheetrock screws so we can make sure it's not going anywhere. So when we pre-drill, it'll put a leg screw. It's not gonna go anywhere. Once again, this is all gonna be covered with the flange, so it's not a big deal for you to. Those two screws gonna be visible now. You can feel inside here the 2x4 that I put it. It's steady. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna mark it. I don't want to put too close. This is a trim right here. I don't want to put too close to the trim, because when you have your plate, you know, the game box is about right here, so the plate is not gonna fit in here. So you're gonna leave a little space down right here is fine. So I'm gonna put my level, just make sure, you know, everything we do, just try to go as professional as possible, clean. It doesn't, you know, hurt to make sure everything's level and nice and tight, you know. So I'm gonna mark it right here, right there, there, right there. There we go. Marks. Things sometimes a problem. Always when you go to external wall, that means it's facing the outside, it's gonna be insulation, and that's a little pain in the butt. You know, to run the wires out, we're gonna have to use a fish tape. So in this case, I'm just gonna take it off, just from over here. Don't need to take it off, but just, you know, put them on the side. And up here, down here, just squeeze them to the side. So you have this area. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go up in the attic right now, make a hole. We're gonna send the fish tape down so we can catch it right here, so we can send a power cable and a HDMI and whatever cables you're gonna need for this for the application that you're doing. All right, let's go. Okay, this is a fish rod set. It's available on our website. This is very important and very handy to use when you're running wires between the walls. You can find this on our website and purchase if you want to. Here how it works. This is very flexible. You know, so if you need to make turns and stuff, it's all good. And they connect one to the other, so you can extend them. I'm gonna show you how it works inside of the wall for this application that we're using. So they connect right here, one to the other. If you need to run inside of the wall, very, very handy. Let's go. Okay, so we're right here in the attic, and that's where I wanted my wires to go down, which is gonna go to the gang box that we cut it down there. So I'm gonna get right in the corner here. Being careful. This is the ceiling right here. Excuse me. That is the ceiling right here, so I just want to go right there. Alright, I made my hole right there, so that's where I'm going to put the rods in. It's kind of a tough spot right here. We're right on the edge of the roof. So my first one, just got to get it. It's hitting the wall down there. So just got. Now that I have them connected, make sure they're all the way. Make sure you screw all the way. I'm gonna go to right here. Alright. So I'm gonna go down there and hope we can see it. Alright, so here we have our HDMI. It's a heavy duty 1.4 HDMI with Ethernet. It's also available on our website for purchase. We have all the way from 8 feet, 4 feet, 16, 25, up to 50 feet. And this is a wire that we use for power. It's called SO cable. And it is 16 gauge wire we use for electrical. And it's very isolated, so you can run inside of the wall. It's not extension cord. It's an isolated cord made for that purpose. So No, HDMI, the tip of the HDMI, and all the HDMIs out there, this is a gold tip and it's pretty good. But, you know, as we're going to run inside of the wall, I'm just going to protect it a little bit. I'm going to put some electrical tape on the tip so we don't get anything damaged. And then what we do, we put a little bit apart using the same tape here. Don't cut it yet, just tie into your asshole cable. Make sure you have a smooth edge here. It's not, you don't have any edge, because that can get stuck when you get on the hole up there. You run inside of the wall, can get stuck, and if it gets stuck, just have patience and keep pulling slow. When you finish with the tape, just make a nice bend right here so you can take it off easy. You're not searching for the tape. So right here, we're gonna attach this to a fish rod. Let's go. So I put our fishing rod up in the attic, the hole we made, and here it goes right here. So what we're gonna do, tip right there, and I'm just gonna tape this to the rod. Make sure it's very nice and tight, because you're gonna put pressure pulling up. So make sure it's tight, and then once it's tight, just insert this in there. You're gonna pull up in the attic, and the wires. Make sure you have somebody down here so you can be feeding the wires so it don't get stuck, and then you'll be stuck in the attic, have to come down. So just get somebody to help you. Just be feeding the wires up here so you can get it up there and drop it down at your TV location. Okay, so here we go. Here we are in the attic again. So pulling up the cables. Just gotta be patient. Sometimes they'll get stuck. Just keep pulling slowly. Make sure you don't put any pressure on the wires. If you get it stuck, ask for the person down there to pull it back, and again, just be patient. For example, right here, I feel that it's stuck a little bit. There you go. There it comes. Alright, now the power cable came up. Now the HDMI a little stuck. Now I twist. Take a little bit. Alright, here it comes. Alright, have my two cables up here. So I'm gonna pull it out. Pull it out. Like I said, make sure somebody's down there feeding the cables, and so you don't run out of cables and they go inside of the wall. Then, alright. Now that I have the fish rod right here and the wires, I'm gonna throw right there where my mount's gonna go, where the TV is gonna go. Just gonna put close, so when I stick my hand into that hole, into the game box, I can reach it. And alright. So now getting the wires out. Make sure I have enough select. This is good enough for me. Alright, so here we got the flange. And here I have the screws. You don't necessarily need to put 4 of them. You do if you, depends on the case, but usually it's going to be 2, because it's going to be let's say the studs right here in the middle. That's where you want to get. In this case application here, I'm going to only use 2. So I got my leg screws. You want to do first, you want to pre-drill. Pre-drill is going to get a drill bit which is smaller. Ours is smaller than your leg screws. It has to be smaller, because otherwise it's not going to get any thread and any on the screws. And you want to be you want to make a small hole first, so you can get started on this, so you don't crack the wood. So let's make a mark it, then pre-drill it. Sure that we got 2 studs. That's it. Alright, so what I do here in the drill, put in torque number 1, and I'm using a 1/2 inch socket adapter to put in the drill. Now I'm setting slow. Alright, I get started with the drill, but I don't finish with the drill. Why? Because I like to feel it, with the manual. You can feel how much pressure you put it on, so that way you don't crack the wood or anything. So I just put as much as I can. Okay, in this situation I got the wires in the middle. If sometimes you can't, because of the stud situation, this is flat or whatever, so it can come on the side, and this comes with the hose on the side, so that way you can come in to the side right here and come out right here. But since I have it in the middle, I'm just gonna throw it in the middle and get them out right down here. I'm actually, I'm gonna go all the way in, that way it's gonna come down. I'm just gonna directly connect on the TV, that way no wires, nothing's exposed. So after that, just come in here, make sure I got a good, going good right here. Go as much as you can. That's good enough right there. And now, this way you adjust it. This is all the way, I cannot go any farther. So I just come back a little bit, and then we're gonna put some lock screws right here. That way they keep from moving. So that's the way we can put it right here. So this, to make sure this is studded to hold the TV. I'm hanging myself on it. So it's pretty good. If it holds me, it's gonna for sure hold the TV. Okay, this is a power cable. We're gonna put the female pigtail right here so we can connect the TV. This end and the other end. So the way we strip it, just gotta be very careful. Don't go too much, because otherwise you can damage the wire inside. If you do, even if you make a little cut, just start over, cut it off, and start it again. Just just to be safe. Don't want to burn your TV or anything. I'm gonna cut the insulation off. Once again, be careful you don't damage the wires. Put them on the side. Okay, make sure they're nice and make sure no damage. Okay, good. Now, get your stripper and don't do too much. About 1/4 of an inch. That's enough. On each one. Now, put them together. Got those 3 screws right there. Make sure they open. Okay, take it apart. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna stick it in from the inside. I'm gonna flip it so you guys can take a look at it. What I do is just put them together. That's easy. If I don't cut early, they make it harder to put it in. So that's why I strip them before I put them in. So, get a hole. Just put a little pressure on, they come out. Now separate those. You twist them, so they're harder. Because if they're like that, if they're not twisted, it can bend and one can touch the other. So what I do, I just, individual, I twist them pretty good. Okay, now we're ready to connect. Make sure you lose all the screws. So start with the ground. It's going to be green, or it's going to say ground. This one doesn't say anything, but I know green's ground. So just going to open there. Make sure I got all the way in. Hold it and tie it pretty good. This one you tie it as much as you can. Make sure it's tight and secured. Remember, we're dealing with electricity right here. So make sure the other end is nothing hooked up. This is a dead wire for your safety. Now, we got a white one and a bronze one, brass kind of looking thing. So the black is going to go in the darker color, and the white one is going to go in the lightest color. So you go with the white, make sure the end. Oh, I tied it pretty good. Okay, now black wire goes in. Make sure the wires are not sticking out and they're secure in there. Please make sure of that. So I tied them pretty good. So one more time I'll recheck it, make sure they're tight. Now that I have in place, you know, push it in, make sure I got them correctly right here. This is kind of a little tricky. Make sure all your screws are down before you do this, and then go one by one. You can kind of see where it's gonna go. After you get one in, the other ones are easy. So just make sure you put pressure down as you do it. Okay, got 1, 2, 3. Make sure one more time they're tight and good. Okay, now that's what you got. Right here we're gonna tie those so they press it over here. So if it, in case it gets any pressure, it doesn't come out of the connection. So we're gonna tie them pretty good. You're gonna kind of have to tie them at the same little bit, both of them at the same time, not one then the other, because otherwise they don't match down here. So you make sure you do a little bit of one, and then number 2 right here. I'll go back to this guy. A little bit more here. Make sure the squeezing. Don't over squeeze these. This is good enough. I see that's pinching the wire there a little bit, so it's good connection. Ready to go. Now we're ready to connect the other end. This is our HDMI. It's gonna go directly to the TV. Alright, now that you're good with the wires in the other end, so this one is still attached in the box. I got this is enough for length for me, so I'm just gonna cut it right here. It's kind of hard. This is a thick wire, and this is our HDMI. Before you put the connector on, what I suggest you to do is go ahead and put the gang box in and the plate. So you know this is too big, so it's gonna be hard for you to pass it. So as you have just the wire, it's gonna be a lot easier. So we're gonna just put the end of the cables right here. Nice with the screwdriver, and you can do that with the drill, no problem. Just don't over tight them. Just enough. We put the level on it because this is not level. It's gonna make your plate not level. So make sure you got level. You can find a touch right here. Don't over tight, just enough. Right here. Now I got the plate. Okay, I'm gonna put my plate in. Right there. The other screw. There. Okay. Nice. That's no problem if you questioning why is it too close. That's not a problem at all. Don't worry about that. Alright, so now you have make sure that you got a secure flow over there. Is everything secured, ready to go? You need a partner to do this, so get anybody a partner. This is a 2-person job, and here I have my loan. Before you do, communicate with each other, explain what you're doing. If in case you get tired or something, just put the TV on the floor again, and you strategize what you're gonna do, because sometimes you're up there and then you get tired, get pissed, and you can drop the TV. So just be very patient and careful. So Marlon and I was gonna get the TV. And let's go. So we're gonna pick up the TV and slide from the top, bottom. Make sure it connects right in that V right there. So let's go. All right.